this could be probably exclusive for you.
Yay!
I've never said this before. For the people who are listening, learn to say no. Muscles help you burn faster. I want to die strong.
Exactly.
We're all going to die, I agree, but I'm going to die strong.
You know, I'm not a business owner. I'm not an entrepreneur.
But I have so much to hide to my personal life. Nobody knows anything about my personal life. How did we go from carnivore to
I have no
relationships?
idea. How did we go there? But
for me, this is the number one poison,
enemy.
yes, in the world. But people still today don't realize how dangerous it is. I'll disagree.
100% agree.
Strongly disagree.
I agree.
Can you stop on jogging here?
Saif, I'm so looking forward to this.
Don't know what you're expecting of me.
Hop in! Hop
right.
in! Ahla wa sahla! Good morning!
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are
Saif.
you?
So finally, good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Big fan.
Good to meet you too.
Love your work.
Appreciate that.
Love the fact you just say it.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay.
I absolutely respect that. Love that. And Saif, off we go.
Off
Thank
we
you
go.
for coming on Hop In. We're just gonna close this. And yes, we're gonna be quiet, no music for now.
All right.
Yeah, it's too early for now.
This is
Saif.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
That's new.
Who is Saif?
Who is Saif? Like a quick
Yes.
update. Saif, Iraqi, born in Iraq, 10 years in the UK, 15 years in Iraq, then 20 years in Dubai.
20 years.
20 years
MashaAllah.
now.
Yes, it's a lifetime now.
Yes. So I'm more Emirati than
Then-
anything else.
I hear you. I was born and raised here, actually.
Okay, that's nice.
So this is home.
Yes. this
Khalas,
is how-
I don't know if I'm capable of living anywhere else
yeah,
anymore.
exactly,
Like
yeah.
you travel a lot and you're like, oh no, thank you.
Yeah. We think we need to travel to leave the country, but then
No.
2 days, 1 week max, and then I'll go back home.
Take me
Where is
home.
home? Home is here. the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so easy to love with this. I
It
mean, and
is.
I think as I've seen pretty much every podcast of yours, and I think there was
Appreciate it.
one about being a business owner in
Yes.
Dubai and how amazing it is to run a business in Dubai. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
So we are going to agree and disagree today.
Okay,
Okay.
that's new.
Uh,
I like it.
you know, we have a lot to agree on. I love most of what you say. I will keep some of the things that I think work for me. Okay?
Okay.
But we will tell people what we agree and what we don't agree to. And I will call my team
Yes.
to ask us some of the questions
Yeah.
that they've prepared because they know me
Yeah.
and they've done their homework on you.
Okay.
And they will ask us some questions.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Excited.
Rima!
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Very good. You ready for some questions?
Yes, we are ready to agree.
Okay.
All right, first and foremost, a healthy balance is essential.
Healthy balance. I hate the word balance, so I'll disagree.
Healthy balance is essential. I agree.
I don't like balance. It's either black or white for me. So because we have one body, we have one health, we have one life. So I would love to have 100%. No balance. This is me personally, but for others, probably anywhere close to 100 is better.
100%. I agree that we always have to get our 100%, give our 100%. But I think you can go insane if you don't have your balance in life. As a human, as a mom, as a business owner, as a wife, as a sister, I think, and not just from a eating perspective or nutrition perspective. I think in life, I've finally figured out what I think is a balanced life, and I like it.
I'll stick to my point. So we disagree.
We disagree, guys. Sam, we disagree. Next.
All right, this is going to be great. So we have a few more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking is still the most important form of exercise.
At least, yes. It is one of the most important, and people are neglecting walking with the availability of cars, these scooters or whatever. People are just becoming lazy and lazy. So yes, it is. I agree.
I agree too. I absolutely
Excellent.
agree. People don't walk enough. That is what a lot of problems, in our bodies are just, we're always sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
not good. Agree. Go on, Sam.
We have our first agreement. Excellent. Stretching is necessary.
Stretching is necessary.
Yes, absolutely.
Agree, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, we're standing most of the time, sitting most of the time. We're in one position most of the time. So yes.
We've got to stretch it out.
Yeah.
Sam, we agree again.
Amazing. All right, next. A bad relationship will ruin your health faster than bad food.
Oh.
A bad relationship
yes.
will ruin your health more than bad food.
Yes, I agree.
I agree too. Relationships are key to our well-being.
Yeah, stress levels rise up to the roof because of bad relationships. So yes, I totally agree.
We agree again, Sam.
Wonderful. Alcohol and wellness don't mix.
Definitely.
Agree.
The most powerful biohack is consistency.
Yes.
100%. Agree.
Amazing. Celery and cucumber juice are essential daily.
No.
Yes.
Definitely no, and I'm sorry for people who do it, really. This is the biggest no probably, and this is biggest disagreement for me, and I have my reasons.
I start my day with celery juice.
Don't.
So, we will talk about this eventually.
We will talk about
But,
this. But it's the biggest no that I can throw out from today, probably.
today,
Yes.
yeah. Next, Sam.
Okay, all right. On the other side of the spectrum, eating meat every day is essential for optimal health.
Absolutely.
100%.
If you can, yes.
Agree. Meats are not something you can skip. No offense to anyone who doesn't eat meat,
Yeah.
but they're essential for you.
Yes.
100%.
Thank you.
No, I mean, I live like that. And I've learned the very hard ways
Then
that
you're
this
going to
is...
be convinced not to drink your celery in the morning.
maybe.
Yes.
Yani, try. So, Sam...
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. Exactly. Sam, next.
Carnivorism is not supported by real science.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with that until today, but hopefully in the coming years it will be. And we are lucky that in the past 5 or 4 days we have our first study about the high LDL cholesterol. People thought that it was bad, but it's not anymore. So for those who
It's
follow,
official. It's gone.
it's official.
It's official.
It's coming out.
Finally.
Yes,
Finally.
yes.
Yeah.
So because there's no funds, there's no interest from people who fundraise these researches. Unfortunately, there is no backup science to it yet.
Yeah. So I agree. It's not backed up by science. But I also am not big on everything that is backed up by science. There's interests of people to keep this hush-hush.
True.
So, you do what you think works for your body as well, and you research and you look for things that others have been, advocating, and then you decide what works for you.
Absolutely.
Really.
Yeah.
And obviously not harming yourself. We're not saying go abuse weird stuff, but we're saying there's stuff that you should try.
True.
Yeah. Next, Sam.
Pilates is non-negotiable for everyone.
For everyone, see, I love what Pilates is doing. I can do partially here, partially agree. It's important, especially for women, for ladies, some men, but I think for men, they need the actual lifting heavy weights is essential for them.
Pilates for me is definitely not negotiable for anyone, men and women, especially the ones that lift.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying obviously replace any of your lift. You have to lift. Women, men, you have to lift heavy. That's not negotiable for me.
That's true, yeah.
But to complement that with Pilates is what I'm all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That okay, like this, yes, I can agree. If you compliment
Yay!
it, yes.
Thank you. I'll
You explained
discuss
it in-
celery.
Yeah. You explained it nicely now. Yes, I'm convinced. Okay.
I think it's
Yeah,
something.
but to replace,
No,
Yeah.
no. Pilates was never there to replace.
Okay.
It's really to
Complement. Yes.
and help and enhance.
That's the
and
first time
prevent.
I'm hearing this from a Pilates coach.
Yes,
It's-
because
so,
we
yeah.
are all about. Unfortunately, just like there's schools of thoughts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you don't lift, I mean, from my perspective, if you don't lift, don't go to the gym, you don't move, and Pilates is the thing that you want to do. Great.
Yeah.
At least you're moving.
Yeah. Sure.
You're not sitting all the time. You're taking care of yourself. You're working on your strength through resistance. Perfectly fine. If you're an athlete, specifically really athletes, Pilates helps you prevent injuries.
True.
Work with whatever is going on in your body, with your mobility, with a lot of things, and we can talk about this, but especially when you're an athlete, where you're a lifter, that's when you need to pick up Pilates once or twice and complement your routine.
Yes.
For sure.
That's-
I mean, all the big athletes do this now, and I'm so happy and proud of this movement and school.
Yeah,
The processing
awareness,
now,
yeah.
the awareness. It's becoming not just a stretching class for women.
Yeah.
Like it's becoming fundamental to the way people move, and I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sam next.
Protein powder is mostly marketing.
100%.
I agree.
I agree.
You can eat enough proteins.
Yes. The fact, I can just comment here quickly,
Please.
that the fact of the market behind pushing people to consume protein and therefore giving them the protein powder, protein bars, protein this, protein that. Now the food industry is heading towards adding protein to almost everything, just pushing the people to say that you're not eating enough protein, which is the fact. But guess what? When I started the carnivore diet until today, I realized that the amount of protein that I'm consuming is way much less than any time I have ever consumed protein. So people think when you're on a carnivore diet, you're only eating meat, which is correct, and you're eating and overeating meat compared to a person who is mixed on a balanced diet. The fact is that I'm eating way much less. It just looks that I'm only eating meat, and that's way too much. So enough of meat on a carnivore diet is much better than buying any kind of flavored, sweetened protein powders or this or that.
And processed. Because the processing is what also makes it
Yes.
a horrific thing
Yes.
for our bodies. Awesome. So we seem to agree.
Okay, that's good, because this next one you might not.
Oh,
Mobility work is more important than lifting heavy.
That's difficult to answer.
Yeah.
Both are extremely important. You cannot neglect any of them. You cannot lift heavy without being flexible and mobile, and you cannot be mobile only without lifting heavy. So it's a 50-50 for me. So again, partially agree.
so I actually disagree to the statement mobility is more important than lifting.
Yeah, I disagree on that. Yeah, 50-50 for me
So
is like,
it's like you need both.
yes.
100% agree on that. Weightlifting is probably a little bit more important at this point in our lives, and with the lifestyles that we have, and building muscle, and it also depends. I have to comment on this. It depends on your goal. Building muscle. Maybe we will even talk about this later. So I will hold on my comments.
Yeah.
Ask all the questions, Sam, and then we will talk about these later.
Okay, want to do the next one?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Building muscle is harder than building a personal brand.
Oh. Definitely building muscle is extremely hard, but building a personal brand, what I've realized, is also hard. They're both the exact same. They both have the exact same process of discipline, consistency, failure at some times, but still keep going on. So they're both the same. Building muscle happens in the gym. Building a personal brand happens outside in life.
Yeah, I completely agree on the fact that they're both very hard. And as a woman, I feel like building muscle for me has always been probably harder. I don't know if that's backed up by, it's very hard.
Yes.
And especially now beyond the 40s, wow. Wow, the journey of building muscle is
definitely
like, and you feel it by the day. Like it's not a joke. They used to tell me, my friends used to tell me, oh, wait. Yeah, and I'm like, guys, ages are just a number. It's very true. It becomes harder by the day.
Yeah.
Sam, we seem to, I don't know if we agree or disagree. They're equally important. Building muscle and they're equally hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I agree or disagree.
For me, they're the same.
Same level.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay. Plant-based proteins are essential.
Plant-based proteins are essential.
No, strongly disagree. That's as big as the celery.
Yeah, same criteria. Okay, I agree to plant-based proteins. I think we get a lot more than just protein through those, and we will leave it there for now.
Can you stop and drop me here?
Not yet. Wait. Okay, wait. I have to lock this car. I'm keeping Saif in the car. Sam next, before he leaves. Next, Sam.
You don't need cardio at all if your goal is just muscle growth.
Oh no, you definitely need cardio. Cardio is extremely important. There are different forms of cardio. Yes, to even build muscle, you have to have cardio as well. It helps the process of building muscle faster.
100% agree. So, but what was the question again? The question was, you don't need cardio, or you need cardio?
You don't.
So I disagree.
Yeah.
So you do need cardio. I mean, regardless in your life, you need to work on that heart muscle. Full stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So disagree.
Okay. Building muscle is harder than losing fat.
Absolutely, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, and we see it every day today in our Ozempic Monjaro world.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Burning fat is the most easiest process compared to building muscle. Building muscle takes years of discipline, consistency, being 100%, repeat, patience. Just burning fat, just stop eating and you burn it easily. And
100%.
move a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. Stay in the car, please.
Yeah.
Stay in the car.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Final one. Content creation is now part of being a business owner.
Absolutely. It's part of spreading the word, showing the people. When we talked about personal branding, content creation is one of the most important elements of personal branding. So, yes.
100% agree. And in this industry, I think the wellness, the fitness, whatever it is, it's even more important because, and actually, I don't think there's an industry that it's not important, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Content creation is valid and is relevant and is as important for everybody to build their brands. And I'm very big on personal branding, regardless what you do. Yeah, today people say, oh, but I'm an employee. Why should I, I'm not a business owner. I'm not an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You've been in business for 30 years.
Yeah, for me, those people are hiding behind the curtains and missing the big scene and showing their capabilities, their thoughts, how you will be surprised. And we have been seeing people who come out of nowhere and become something out of a night. But staying behind the curtains is not ideal anymore. We're living in a time where everything is digital, everything's on social media, everyone is watching social media on their phones. So why do you need to hide yourself? Why do you need to hide what you do, how you think, what your future plans are? Just spread them out there, and you'll be surprised and you'll be amazed how much traffic you can generate, how much sales you can make, and yeah.
What do you say to those who always say, "But I like my privacy"?
I like my privacy. That doesn't mean that I am not. I'm sharing my private life on social media. I'm a guy on social media every day, but I have so much to hide to my personal life. Nobody knows anything about my personal life. One of the facts is that, which is a funny thing. I'm happy to share it on social media. This could be probably exclusive for you.
Yay!
I've never said this before. If you go to Google and you just type my name on the search, the first thing that you will see as a suggestion is Saif's ex-wife and Saif's wife.
Interesting.
That's how nosy people are, and they want to dig into my personal life. And guess what? Nobody could find anything about it. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that I'm on social media. That means my entire house, my entire bedroom, and everything that I have as a life outside social media has to be on social media. There's so much to be.
You share what
private.
You want to share,
yes.
exactly.
So, but there's a fine line that you have to be very sharp about, and try to split what you have at home and what you're saying as in public for work. So no, was that a question? Or
yes,
disagree?
It was a question.
Or
No, we're done with we're done, Sam, with agree and not agree, right?
I'm sorry, I took you
No,
somewhere
you're
else.
just so excited about the conversation, and that's absolutely good.
Amazing. You guys crack on. Thanks so much for answering those questions for me.
No problem. Let's count how many I'd like a count of how many we agreed to and how many we did not agree to. We seem to have agreed to a lot more than we disagreed.
Yes.
But the ones we disagreed are actually fundamental. So
I can tell you straight away, there were two.
There were two? Okay, I didn't count.
It'll be on the screen now for the viewers.
Okay,
right.
Good. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Take care. Thank you. So, carnivore.
Yes, carnivore.
Yeah. I was just saying to you at some point is I come from a generation where I've followed Atkins for quite some time.
Yes.
On and off. And I think the problem with that was my inconsistency. What is carnivore?
What is carnivore? So carnivore is basically eating animal products only. Anything that is produced by the animal, coming from the animal, is carnivore. Other than that, it's not carnivore.
Okay.
That's as simple as you can put it. So that means fish, chicken, dairy, cow, sheeps, anything, all the cattle.
Eggs.
Eggs, definitely, yeah. So if you look at the whole production of the animals that we consume, it's like I look at this example as a cow, for example. The cow produces all the dairy products, milk, cheese, butter, cottage cheese. You can, like, all the diversity of this product, plus itself, the meat and the fat that comes from the cow. So it's a full factory that you have in one beautiful animal that is there for human beings.
How long have you been on personally? How long have you been on this?
On the carnivore.
On the carnivore. And
so I started exactly the 1st of September 2023. So September this year, I'll finish 2 years. Yeah.
Versus before, what was like your diet like?
My diet before carnivore was very low in carb. I do understand that carbs are a little bit harmful at that time. I was always leaning towards complex carb, eating vegetables as a complex carb source and other things. Definitely not minimizing the amount of protein that I have. So for me, that shifting to carnivore was just the fact of cutting the vegetables, and that vegetables, you don't eat vegetables, was a bit of a shift. Fruits as well. But I was happy to get rid of like the rice, the potatoes, and focus more on the animal side of the intake. So that's where I was. But definitely, and this is what I'd like to emphasize here, is I was away from sugar for a very, very long time. Yes.
Yeah.
Now 15 years.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
That's
Because
fantastic.
for me, this is the number one poison,
enemy.
yes, in the world. But people still today don't realize how dangerous it is. I keep on saying it, but people are just attacking.
How dangerous and how lightly we take this. I think my problem with sugar is yalla sha'fi.
Yes.
In Arabic,
A little piece,
a little piece will
Yeah.
not kill me. A
Yeah.
little, I don't know what, a little dessert is my treat. So
Yes.
we find it's amazing when you start listening about to
See, that's why when comparing to the questions that we had, the agree and disagree, when you said the balanced diet, that's where I hate the balance, because it means that if you go out on a gathering, family or friends, and people tells you or offers you, and especially in the Arab world here in the Middle East, the gesture of
The
giving,
loosening of-
yeah, the gesture of giving, it's traditional. We like to feed people, we like to give to people, and it's an insult if you don't accept.
Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. It's an insult if you
You
give me
offer it
something
to-
that I don't like. And if it shows me that, fine, you don't know, but I know, but respect my knowledge and respect my thing. It's difficult to change tradition and change people's way of thinking, but education is extremely important. I like to educate people. So for me, balance, when we talked about balance, I don't want to talk about this balance, and I hate to support the people who go with balance, because for us, especially us here, this is balance. It allows you to go in a cycle where you start eating things that you're not supposed to eat, and for the fact of being embarrassed, for the fact that okay, just a little bit will not harm me. But then how often you do it, and how often you're going to fall for the balance, and you're going to see yourself that you're quite repeating this same over and over again. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is not supposed to be. But if you're very sharp with your
Whether yeses or nos.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. For me, in the past, I was a very difficult person to say no to. And obviously, many people today have the same issue. But I reached to the point that no one's going to help me when I'm going to be sick. No one's going to be there for me. No one's going to pick me up if I want to stand up from a chair when I'm older. There's so many things that there will be no one beside you. Why do I have to rely on people that out of a small time, just for fun, just for temptation, just for the balance that we were talking about? Why not say no now for myself to be stronger till the last day I die? That's my philosophy. I want to be by myself, depending on myself, not being by myself, depending on myself till the last day of my life. Everyone says that, yeah, but we're all gonna die, let's have fun now. Fine. I wanna die strong.
Exactly.
We're all gonna die, I agree, but I'm gonna die strong.
And what's that quality of my
Yeah.
life until then?
Yes.
Like what do I want for myself?
Yeah.
Sorry, until I do die.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I'm probably, people say like, yeah, but you're missing out so many things. But yes, I am balancing myself now. I don't need to miss out on the things that you are doing. I'm balancing here. I sleep early, I wake up early, I go to work, I say no to most of the invites that is going to harm my routine, for example, especially sleep. I prioritize sleep over anything else in this life, even more than diet. For me, sleep comes number one. Yes, more important than, like, I have to sleep early. I don't care. I don't eat. If I'm hungry, I will sleep, because it's time for me to sleep. So for me, sleep, then diet, then exercise.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think so. You know, when people talk about balance, and now I understand you a little bit better,
Thank you.
right? Because I actually now agree with you, but let me redefine balance of what it means to me, because everything What we forget sometimes as humans is everything means something to someone, and the interpretation of it is very different. Balance to me is not saying yes to sugar today and not tomorrow. No, not treating myself to this little piece that somebody offered me. That's not balance. You have to have to actually get to balance. You have to have your list of yes and no, and not just in terms of food. In terms of relationships, in terms of how many hours you're going to spend working, how many hours you're going to be exercising. So you have to have that list of, here's the things that I'll never ever do.
Yes.
Having sugar, one of them.
Yeah.
Starting my day with unnecessary conversations, no. Socializing with the wrong people, no. Thank you very much. I'd rather sleep.
Yes.
Right? Balance to me is, how do I bring the best out of me in a balanced way, given that I've taken off all of this and now I have a specific time that I need to balance out throughout the day, given the functions that I am in society. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So today Rima
Mm.
is a human. Let's start with that. She needs to sleep. She needs to eat. She needs to work. She needs to work out. She needs to rest. Those are the physical stuff that she needs to go through. So balance to me is, how do I balance those throughout the day? So I look into that and I'm like, okay, I need my sleep. By the way, I'm very big on sleep. I sleep everywhere, anywhere, regardless, right?
It's extremely important.
It's extremely important. That's what makes me me, and that's what is a big, big factor, and people underestimate the power of sleep.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately. If you have sleep problems, please address that, and then everything else.
Yeah.
But then again, back to that physical aspect of balance. So I balance that. I look into it. 8 hours. طيب, Anna, today I will to be able to prioritize sleep. I will not socialize. Tonight I will not waste my time doing واحد اثنين ثلاثة, la la la, right? So that's how I balance my physical needs, my emotional needs. I'm a human. I need love. I need connection.
You are describing my 100%. This is not balance. This is your 100%. Because we are human beings. You cannot be, for example, 100% logical. You cannot be 100% emotional. No. You have to balance these two things. This is 100%. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But beyond that, people, when they hear the word balance, allows themselves to do things.
Excuses.
Exactly. This is an open door to excuses to say welcome. I'm allowed to stay up late. I'm allowed to drink every now and then. I'm allowed to eat sweets every time. I'm allowed to cheat. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do so many factors. But the thing is, this is your 100% what you just described to me. We are a mixture of so many things. We are a mixture of emotions. We are a mixture. For example, when people ask me, I live in the gym. I only stop going to the gym on Saturdays, which is today, where I don't do anything. But guess what? Ask me a question. I'm from 5 a.m. till 12 p.m. midday in the gym. Ask me how many times do I work out?
How many times do you work out?
3 days a week.
Yeah.
I don't work out, and sometimes last week only 2. I was busy. I had to skip my routine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I am balancing here. I'm prioritizing things, but overall, it's 100% for me. This is how my 100% is.
Works.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of words to describe how we're actually agreeing to something we just disagreed.
Yes.
It's just, I think the way we define it in our heads and the way we give our 100%.
Yeah.
I always, so again, I think what I would like to say now for people listening is 100% is your 100%. You go figure it out and balancing out for yourself.
Can I rephrase this 100%
yes,
thing? Is for the people who are listening, learn to say no
100%.
to things that harm you, just because you're embarrassed, just because you're cornered, just because you don't want to lose someone. I'm ready to take off people from my life if they don't accept my no. If they
Exactly.
are going to harm me, by all means, easily gone. I don't care who you are, no matter how close you are. If this thing that you're giving me or doing to me is going to harm me, you're out. Done.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. That's what people need to learn.
Yes.
Learn how to say no.
Yes.
Period.
Yes, and I'm the biggest advocate on learn how to say no. I had a manager 2 years ago, actually. Besides, by the way, running a Pilates studio, I do many things on the side. We can talk about that later, but he said, you know how they tell women they should start learning how to say no, you know, and the women empowerment and stuff. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I wish that one day I ever say to you something and it's a straight yes. And I'm like, you know, I've said yes to a lot of things in my life, and I learned the very hard way that doesn't get me that doesn't bring the best out of me. It brings the best for whoever I'm serving at that moment,
Sure.
you know. But learning how to say no brings the best out of me, and that's what I want all the time.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't want to compensate for anything or anyone.
Sure.
Yeah, and there's a very thin line, because people perceive that sometimes, which is not fair. If you ask me, there's a very thin line of an interpretation that you are selfish.
They can say whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, no one's gonna be me. No one's gonna understand what my goals are. So
yes,
I allow them.
The other angle to this is, and I'm a mother, and I think a lot of mothers today really get sink into the idea of my kids come first, my husband comes first, I come last. I hear it every day. I'm not sure if you hear this every day.
Unfortunately, yes, I agree with you. But both men and women, even men,
yeah, in their own way.
See, I'm a father. I'm a husband. If I don't prioritize and put myself first, who's going to be there for my wife, for my kids? No one.
No one.
So there are things that I have to say no to, even sometimes to my wife, sometimes to my kids.
Yeah.
To be there for them, because if I'm gone, they're gonna have a miserable life.
Exactly.
They're gonna suffer because I'm the provider and I'm the protector. So again, for women, the same thing. The woman, I need, for example, I always say this, is that I need a strong woman beside me, because the mother, we say this in Arabic, the mother is a school for generations to come. So I have to choose the strong woman. So this means that the woman has to put herself first as well. But that does not mean that she's not going to be respecting me or appreciating me.
Exactly.
These are the things that men need. And putting a man's priorities first as well, it means that he's going to be able to protect and provide. So if I don't, for example, become strong and prioritize my sleep, food, workouts, I'm not going to be able to protect, if this is a physical protection. But it's going to be a state of mind as well, mentally protect them. I'm going to be also having this mindset that I'm going to take outside in the business world, where I'm going to be able to provide for them financially and protect them from poverty or whatever. So it's a whole mixture of beautiful things that you both, men and women, have to prioritize yourself, not in the bad way.
Exactly.
It's important to differentiate what it means, but it's extremely important. Men need strong women need strong men. How do you have those people? By depending on yourself, being available for yourself, but don't fight because of that.
Yeah.
Don't put your head in the head
it's
of a man or the woman.
It's not me against you, exactly. It's not me against my husband.
It's me with you.
With you.
Yes.
And trying to be stronger in life together. We're an entity, we're a partnership, we are a lot of other things. It's not a competition.
Exactly.
And I get that comment a lot about, in Arabic, God be with him. So I'm a strong woman, right? Yeah. So whoever doesn't know my husband would be like, haram, what has he put himself into, you know? I get that a lot, you'll be amazed.
But if you're confident enough to know that you provide for your husband what he needs, and it's very simple and basic what the man needs. If you respect him outside, you respect him
100%.
at home, respect him in front of his family, his friends. If you appreciate what he does to you, small things or big things or whatever, all of that is enough for the man to be happily and extremely happy.
Yeah.
If you know, go be the strongest woman in the world. Go be the president of the United States, or whoever you want to be. I don't mind. I got my needs done.
Exactly.
Let the people see you as a strong woman. I'll be proud to support you.
To
even.
support you, exactly.
Yes.
And that's what I always advocate. I cannot be, as a woman, and vice versa, I cannot be a strong woman without a supporting man, and I cannot be a strong man without a supporting woman.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
it doesn't, it's not, I'm not strong because I have a weaker partner. That's that's not how it works.
Yeah.
This partner has to go through me at night being worried, oh my God, we haven't made it this year.
Yeah.
You know, like, this person has to be strong enough to manage my ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know, and he's there all the time, and that's strength in itself.
It is,
right?
It is. That's pure strength.
That's pure strength. And I always talk about this, like, oh my God, you guys don't even know him, and the judgment, taban, of course, it just starts going up. But it is what it is. We can't change that.
How did we go from carnivore to
I have no
relationships?
idea. How did we go there? But beauty of going around in the car is but we will figure it out. So I want to go back to the list. هلا خلينا هلا, they will edit this because I forgot where we were going with this. The next, all good so
All
far.
good, all
yeah.
good, yeah.
You coach both men and women at the moment. There's topic, stop eating like a man. For women, what's something you wish more men would do for their health and women should stop doing? Okay, men versus women in training. Do men and women train the same? Should they train the same?
Should they train the same? No, definitely not. If you look at the human bodies, both the structures, physical structures, skeletal muscle structure, hormonal structure as well, all of that combined, we're different a little bit, not too far, but we have to respect that difference in terms of how you address that in the gym or in the training. Definitely, but there's a lot of similarities, a lot. So when I have a female client or a male client, I almost give them the exact same thing. But I have to understand, if I had to look at both the differences, I give them the same workouts, I give them the same repetitions, same almost everything. But what I take into consideration is that the days of the month for the woman, and I try to balance that and slow things down around her periods, after, before, all of that, and then push her as well. So the similarities for me is women are afraid to lift weight. Women are afraid to, if they lift a dumbbell, that they're going to be the Hulk next day, which is unfortunately not true. And I wish it happens like that as well, because the beauty of the muscles, if they understand what muscles mean for a woman and men, everyone should be lifting weights. But lifting weights doesn't make you only build muscle. There's a lot of process behind it. So you need to sleep, you need to rest, you need to eat. So it's the whole concept of building muscle is a big, beautiful thing. But anyway, the beautiful thing about having muscles for women and men is that muscles help you burn faster by increasing the metabolism in your body, because when you have an active muscle and more muscle fibers, so there's two ways. There are more muscle fibers and there are more active muscles. So you know the difference that we have the red fiber muscles and we have the white fiber muscles. White fiber muscles are for strength, and they can get bigger. They look bigger if you train them and you focus on their training. But red fiber muscles, they're more for endurance, for they look slimmer, they look toned, they look nice. So there's a way of training both, and you need a mixture of both.
That's
definitely.
exactly why I say Pilates and weightlifting.
Exactly.
Because we work on the toning, on the endurance,
yes.
on the lengthening of that
Exactly.
muscle.
Yeah. So it's extremely important. So this is the beauty of the muscle, plus the metabolism, plus the insulin sensitivity. You will become more insulin sensitive when you have active, strong muscle. You're going to be strong as well. You're going to be able to lift your body. As you grow, you're going to be heavier. And that's what if you want to tap into it, is weight, and how women and men like to follow numbers, digital numbers on the scale.
Yeah.
As we grow, we are becoming slightly heavier. So the weight that you had at your early 20s or in your teenager, when you had that beautiful body at that time, if you had that, is going. Yeah, some most
Some
have.
people.
Yeah, and they, because I get this a lot.
Yeah.
They come to me, women especially. They come to me and
I want to be like I was.
My ideal weight. I hate this word. My ideal weight was X. So I want to, and I have to, and I know
that's it.
that I look amazing now, but my weight is still high. I don't care. If you look amazing, why do you care about your number on the scale? Why do you care about that number?
Obsessed.
Are you walking with your number on your forehead?
No.
Do people read the number of your weight, or do they see how you look?
You're obsessed.
I would, if I was a woman, I would rather be 100 looking the perfect shape, perfect body, and I don't care if I'm 100 kgs or more. Who cares? I look amazing. Why are we so obsessed with the numbers? And this is what limits women and men from being happy and content.
Enjoying
and
what
content.
they actually have.
Yes,
Yeah.
because this stress is not good for them, and that's why they start really building fat, not instead of muscle.